GP with the XRP minute. Is Tuesday night. Well, Wednesday morning, depending on what part of the world you are in. But I want to say a big shout out to my brother, to my big brother, my little brother, my brother from another mother. You know who I'm talking about. The guy that sent you DNI, better known as Digital Nomad Investor. So here we are tonight, guys. Tuesday night. Wednesday morning. I know for Annalise, it's Wednesday morning. It's probably right around lunchtime, but we're going to get into it a little bit here. Let's do a quick shout out. But God, I got to throw the specs on. Can't see anything. So I know Jeff from Hodl Report is watching on the big screen. Not too much pressure. We got Simi Dot in here. Yo. Dana Palmer's here. Thank you very much for tweeting that out. And Ahmed Ali, thank you, man. Good to see you. The Great Paid is here. Great Paid. Gaming Cryptos here, and who else did I want to shout out? Spanish Fly, Ed French, also putting out the good word, hitting those likes on the way in. Thank you guys, much appreciated. And let's see, who else? Who else did I miss somebody key here? Vetbro is here. Who was here for? There was somebody. It's amazing when you're trying to go. Oh, Andrew Nation. That's who I want to shout out. Andrew Nation, first time joining in on the XRP minute. It's actually more like an extended minute, more like 60 minutes, but it's not 60 minutes to show, it's just 60 minutes. So yeah, it started off as a minute, a short little show, and then sort of became a longer show and sort of became a live stream and a whole bunch of other things. And who else do we have in here? And so I always shout out the first person in here. And tonight it was Jeff from Hodl Report, who will be right here, not in this chair, not here, but he will be in this space, this time slot. Notice the 10 p.m. slot Eastern time, or depending on what part of the world you're in, he will be here doing his Hodl Report, and he's awesome. And then also Friday night at the same time. Wait, what time is it? Wednesday? Okay, Wednesday, then Thursday's me. I'm completely ahead of myself. Big holiday weekend coming up. A little bit excited. So then Thursday I'll be back on, and then Friday Rain will be in the 10 o'clock spot. And of course, you know, DNI is across the board at 9. Sometimes at 8 in the morning, sometimes different times. Sometimes he'll put out a video here and there. But thank you guys here for showing up. And so is there anything interesting happening today? Anything with XRP? I mean, it seems like we've been on a little bit of a ride lately. We've been up, we've been down. You know, I tell everybody, don't even bother looking at it. You know, I sometimes think that we're earlier and earlier and earlier. The further we're in this, the longer we're still at the very beginning part. And DNI puts that stat, or I should say Hodl Report puts that stat out. Somebody puts the stat out, I don't know who it is, but I believe we're 0.0045 or something to that effect. That's who we are. We're not even the 1%ers. We're less than 1%. Just goes to show you really how early we really are. Wait a second, let me scroll down in here. Scrolling down in prisons, you get a minute, it means getting jumped and pounded to the guards, bring you to the riot gear. You know, Andrew Nation, I wouldn't know that, but man, thank you for enlightening us, because that's not what this minute about. This minute's more about having a little bit of fun. Sometimes we like to roll some tech stuff in. There's some things. We talk about cryptocurrency. We talk about the blockchain. We talk about XRP. We talk about mostly XRP because, you know, it's called the XRP minute. We also have Alex Yeet in the house. Oh, you worked in a prison. All right, man. Nice. You worked in a prison. Good. That must have been some experience, man. That must have been something. XRP Bananas, XRP Army March On. Who else? Annalise is here. Danny Torres is here. Thank you, Danny, for popping in. Gaming Crypto. Of course, the great page, Simi.G. XRP Cheese. Is it Chiz or Cheese? What up, Chip? What up? What up? And then what else do we have in here? What else do we have? Gaming Crypto, hell yeah, XRP, baby, yeah, anything to give me an edge to get that V. XRP was a carpentry instructor. Okay, yeah. I think I saw something, Andrew. Were you the one talking about doing a sign because of the carpentry, like maybe putting a sign in the background? Did I see that right? Thought I saw that in the, for the inmates. Oh, very good, man. Good, man. That's good teaching some valuable skills. That must have been something pretty interesting. So tonight we're going to jump into a bunch of different topics. It's kind of a grab bag. I mean, the show should be called Grab Bag, but you know, it's always stuff that I think is semi-interesting or maybe not interesting, but you guys will let me know because you're an integral part of the show. You'll let me know if it seems good or, yeah, you know, thumbs up, thumbs down. if it's anything worth jumping into. So without further ado, let's jump in. Yeah, thank you, Anna. Please show your support and hit that button. You know, it's funny. YouTube's a weird animal. Like YouTube's weird. It's like sometimes you hit the button depending on views. I haven't figured out the algorithm yet, which is interesting. I do have a Google related story. You know, obviously Google owns YouTube. But as I think about, you know, what it takes to sort of grow the channel, like we're getting closer, guys. We are getting closer together. I'm almost at the 1,000. How close am I? I think I'm about 225 or so away from hitting that 1,000 mark. And so you guys, I want to thank you guys all for tweeting this and telling people about it and just showing up in here so that we can, you know, we can grow this together. So hey, Rain is in the house. Auburn Rain. Hey, Rain, I don't know if you saw it, but DNI gave you a nice shout out tonight. Well, that was pretty cool. That was awesome. He was in there. Chet R brought Concoin in 27. Was for inmates to use so they could track their purchases. It was airdropped to 10 prisons. Oh man, what a Concoin. Is that a real thing, Chet? Cheddar, like cheddar? Is that like cheddar or Chet R? What is? That's pretty interesting. Was that a real deal, man? Because I mean, I'll buy that hook, line, and sinker. Sounds like a good use case. I mean, airdrop, get it? Airdropped into prisons, and I feel like that took off in an interesting way. Yeah, Anna, thank you. Yeah, we're gonna have a giveaway when we hit 1,000. And I don't know if you guys were on a stream not too long ago. Every once in a while, my brother pops in here to stream, my younger brother, and he said he would come on. I keep saying, hey, you got to come on the stream with me. You got to be a guest. He's like, I'll come on. But his idea of coming on was actually flying here and coming in. So he's like, I'm like, hey, bro, I'm getting closer to 1,000. He's like, wow, I better get ready to book my ticket. So we will do some kind of a giveaway. We'll have a bunch of different things, and yeah, like a drug drone, right on, Ender Nation. Yeah, so we will do something once we get closer and closer. So you know, we always talk about when are we gonna moon? What's it gonna happen? What's the deal gonna be? And let me flip over to this. So this is the Bentley Bengala. I don't even know what that is. Bengala SUV, but this is a badass looking vehicle. Just look at this thing. You know, shot from underneath. And so we go like, what are we going to do when it moons? And I'm like, I'm an SUV guy. I looked at this thing and I'm like, this is ridiculous. It's beautiful. I like this site a lot. It's called Uncrate. It's probably like a moon. It's an XRP moon shopping catalog. All kinds of cool things you don't necessarily need, but it would be really cool to have, right? Something badass that you could actually have. And I don't know, they have more pictures of this sucker. Let's see. Yeah, look at this. Is this ridiculous? I mean, I saw this thing and I was, because you know, I like vehicles and I like cars, and you know, I know that I know Rain wants to get Rain. What is your moon vehicle? Was it? I know it was a muscle car, but you had put in a stream I saw that somewhere what your moon vehicle was. And guys, shout out your moon vehicle. Like when we moon, what are you going to be getting? What is your car, your SUV? When we moon, there's got to be something in, you know, I don't know, it could be a scooter. I don't know, maybe Anna wants a scooter, one of those, like, you know, scooters you ride around, those electric scooters. I don't know, everyone has a different hot button. Omar Kaufman, OG, DNI sent me. Yeah, well, DNI sent me. That's what you guys don't know. What you don't realize is DNI sent me. You know what I mean? Because he's got some connections, you know, connections. So yeah, so a 5.0 GT Mustang, a new one. All right, that's a nice vehicle. I thought it was a classic car, but I know you're into classic Vs. So Vet Bro would love a Corvette ZR1 or a McLaren. It's funny, I saw a McLaren the other day. I was just grabbing some lunch and I was like, whoa, I almost fell over myself checking out a McLaren. Down here in South Florida, you see all kinds of crazy cars down here. All right, XRP Chiz wins with a jetpack. Hey, Kick Boy, what's poppin'? Kick, we're talking about moon vehicles. This puppy right here is a Bentley Bengala SUV, and so we're talking about when it moons. All right, you don't drive a car, maybe a scooter's in your future. Didn't know you come to your own channel. Yeah, I didn't know it either. It's just weird. You pop in, boom, you get a channel, you sit in front of a chair, and then we're ready to go live. So what else do we have here? What do we have? Ojai Punk 2019. Aventador, what is that? I don't even know what that is. I might have to Google that. I'm not even sure what that is. Do you guys know what that is? At Aventador S? Sounds exotic, man. Sounds nice. A Shelby King Cobra, right on. That's a badass vehicle as well. Vet bro, you have to get yourself a vet, right? You have to get yourself a vet. An Audi S5 that's modded up to 500 horsepower. That's sweet. Yeah, for weekend dates, what else we have here? Gonna buy a bike? All right, man, the bikes are great. I mean, it's like whatever is your vehicle. Lambo, a hammock, Aventur. Let's see. Hey, XRP Connie, what's up? Good to have you here. Gaming Crypto says, been looking at a certain 700 horsepower Mustang since before I got into crypto. I'm still in the showroom, want it simply because it's something I could never afford. Right on, man. And that's part of it. Part of it's something that just, you got that hot button. Like I was saying, I saw this vehicle here. Yeah, so you have 3 classic cars, so newer is in your future, right? Well, you're going the other way. Some of us want to go back. I wouldn't mind having a 71. My first car ever was a 1971 Cutlass Supreme. I would love to have one totally just, tricked out. I would love to have that just because, and it's not like a particularly great car. It's just that it was like my first car and it was a really, let's see, what's Kick saying? Buy a limo and name it blank. So when everyone asks me for rides, see where I'm going with this? Yeah, I see where you're going with it. Oh, face plant. Kick, you come in here, man. You start throwing that other stuff around there, man, you're crazy. A rickshaw would work depending on the driver. Right on. A 73 Olds 442. That's a badass car too, right there. 73 Olds 442. Right on. A Batman car. Like, which Batman car, Anna? Because there's different era of Batman cars. If we think about Batman cars, there's the one from the trilogy movie. There's the one from the last movie. There's the one from the classic TV show, which had the flame coming out of the back that shot upwards, which is kind of a bizarro thing. Yeah, I know you got to mess with me, Kick. I know you have to mess with me, man. I knew it. I knew you were going to come in here and mess with me. All right, so anyway, I just wanted to show you guys this, because we think about moons. I love how almost all the pictures are shot from underneath, but this is a cool vehicle. I like to think about what we're going to do when we hit a moon. When we get the moon. So Ripple XRP breaks into the EU exchange, app development hit hikes. So, what I like about all the news that comes out about Ripple, it's basically, this is cool to see an article like this that says it's XRP's emerging as one of the strongest cryptocurrencies as foray into the new market of the EU with an organized system will improve allied sectors, exchange app development, being integrated with cryptos will definitely hit a hike. So it's cool to see. I mean, the news is just like, it's getting ridiculous, right? You can't even keep up with it anymore. But anytime I see stuff that's going on, especially EU Blockchain Association, and stuff that's, that it's kind of blowing up everywhere, I like to share stuff like that out there. And then when we start talking about, I don't know if you guys know, so in the U.S. we have Ron Paul. Ron Paul ran for president a couple times. He was a senator. And so he basically, this is interesting. He basically said that the U.S. dollar will self-destruct. Former U.S. presidential candidate and congressman is a regular critic of the U.S. Federal Reserve, as am I. Listen, the Federal Reserve and the central banks are not our friend. Hey, Malpass, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. The central banks are really not our friend, right? I mean, especially when you look at the Federal Reserve. I mean, if we talk about sovereignty, we talk about governing ourselves, and then somebody owns our fiat. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So Ron Paul, he's from the Libertarian Party. Libertarian Party is, I don't even know how you would describe libertarians, but basically it's more or less like everything freedom. They're really not against too much. I think I have some libertarian leanings, although, but basically his skepticism is all around the Federal Reserve. The central bank of the U.S. says it's digging the country into a disaster at an ever-increasing rate. Why is that? Because the Federal Reserve System is all about debt, right? It's a debt system. The debt is $21 trillion in the U.S. It doesn't get any better. And the funny part about that is, we have more money last year went into, as far as collecting from taxes, we had more money coming in than ever in the US's history, and we're running at this deficit, borrowing money. And so, like DNI talks about all the time, this debt. Hey, RTB, what's up? What up, KB? What up, King Blue? Hey, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Hey, Claire. good to see you as well. And so when we talk about this, when we talk about that, I kind of like where Ron Paul comes from. You know, he's kind of a controversial figure in some extent, but I got to say, you know, for a guy that he's in his probably in his 70s, he's always really kind of been pretty close to what's happening and very close to it. So he put out a tweet that said, a wealthy person gifts you $10,000. You get to choose which form you'll accept the gift, but there's a catch. You must keep the gift in the form that you choose for 10 years without touching it. In which form would you accept the gift? So basically, he puts out, there's 4 choices here. 2% chose the Federal Reserve notes. That's the, obviously that's the fiat. 37% gold, 50% Bitcoin, 11% US 10-year Treasury bonds, right? So obviously it's so funny because we just had that campaign that kicked off about Bitcoin kicking gold to the side, you know, abandoning your gold so that you can go out there and keep. I thought it was sort of a misstep for that. I mean, I get what they were trying to do. I love what they were going after. I mean, they were essentially going after the idea that gold certainly had a monetary value, but it's not rising like Bitcoin. But to sit there and destroy a monetary, you know, precious metal that's been around for thousands of years, I just don't think that was the best move. But I like what they were trying to do, and it's getting the word out, right? It was a national commercial, one of the bigger ones we've seen in some time. So, I mean, I could substitute here. I mean, let's say we substitute, right? You could substitute Bitcoin, XRP, right? Because we know XRP, the standard, is going to be the all-encompassing sort of, and it will be number one. At least I believe that at some point it will become number one. So it goes into talking about, you know, Bitcoin as an alternative. But when I see Bitcoin, I see cryptocurrency as a whole. It's not necessarily, you could substitute that for just about anything. So Kick says he'll take the gold. XRP will be king by the, yeah, right on. Yeah, so this is kind of an interesting thing. So it's interesting to see, and it's funny to see who might have taken this as well. You know, I don't know who follows Ron Paul. You know, probably a lot of other libertarians, but I would imagine he has a pretty decent following. So I see this article, I just wanted to share with you guys. So everyone knows PewDiePie. PewDiePie's, you know, he basically was on YouTube. He launched over and he went on to DLive, and DLive was been around for a few months, but then they signed a deal with PewDiePie, and he basically helped blockchain video, the platform, DLive, to a 67% hike in users, which is pretty amazing, right? But when you take the #1 guy from YouTube that was doing something like, he was making something like $10 million a year, right? That's crazy. You know, I happen to think the guy's incredibly talented and he deserves everything, but it was a big, bold move, you know, going over to DLive. And one of the downfalls that I see for DLive, you know, and as a matter of fact, we're streaming live right now to DLive. We're going to DLive, we're going to Periscope, which reminds me, I did forget to launch my, yeah, it's probably gonna make me log in, and yeah, there you go. Look at that. I'm not gonna do that right now. But anyway, I can log into there and see some other things, but we're basically on Periscope, which you would see if you're in Twitter. You'll see that little video playing in the background. And I'm probably missing comments from there because it always seems to be somebody there. We're also streaming live to Mixer and Twitch. So I'm missing those comments because then I gotta go hunt down my password, and I'm not gonna do that while we're sitting on a stream right there. Go sub, then you'll go BTC. Yeah, so what else we have here? Andrew Nation shows are pretty good. You started watching, it makes you laugh. Which show are we talking about, Andrew Nation? What am I missing here? What am I missing? Missing something. I don't know what it is. Don't know. XRP the standard like that. So anyway, when I saw this, but what's weird about, here's the thing about DLive. It's just kind of crazy, you know, like one of the #1 videos, if you guys saw it for like the longest time, I mean, am I getting into copyright stuff here? Like, I just got a DLive notification right here, and you know, if you guys know anything about DLive, let me see if I can pull this up here. Yeah, so you got some gaming going on right now, but all you see are emojis and everything else, and the problem is it's live only. Once you're not on it anymore, it's it. There's no storage of the videos. Like, you're live, you're not live. So half the time you go look for somebody, and they're not even live. But interestingly enough, there's something like 10 or 15 different XRP, or at least people that I found that have XRP. And one of the pioneers there really is Alex Cobb, who's been streaming there pretty regularly. Yeah, hey, good to get that. Ed French, thank you for coming back, man. Thank you for taking that call. Tina Hall, jumping in for a little. Howdy, Tina. How are you? Good to see you. Jorge Pancheco, hey, man, good to see you. Bobby Glade is in here. Hey, Bobby, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, man, thank you, Matt Richter, XRP Carolina. Yeah, so it's interesting when I see that. I don't know if it's going to make it, but I think they did a smooth move. You know, I mean, you look at PewDiePie; he's only 29 years old, and he's still pretty killing it. So he's doing I think he's doing his live stuff over there, but I still think he's doing his other stuff on YouTube. So I just wanted to say that, you know, if you guys know anything about DLive, it is blockchain based. It is interesting. They do have tokens over there. And what we're seeing right now is blockchain becoming more of a household word. You know, there's more things moving to the blockchain. So when I see stuff like that, I think it's good for what we're doing here. Okay, this is another thing. So I just came across this. This is an Earth Traveler Teardrop Trailers. And again, I look at Uncrate. Uncrate is like, it's basically just it's a catalog of sorts. It's a website it's almost like Moonville. It's like they could have called it XRP Moon. It's like, let me figure out what I want. Oh, I'll take a Columbus Classic 120 yacht here. What is this? An Black Ops coffee box, because that looks badass as well. Hey, how about some topographical rendering prints? I don't know if you guys like this stuff. It's just they always have cool, interesting things in here. And you know, I have to think about mooning, right? Because we've heard enough about, you know, the market's up, it's down, but let's just fixate for a moment on some of the cool things that we're gonna do, right? It's not necessarily what that can, you know, you'd buy items, but it's the freedom it will buy us, right? We will do what we want to do. We'll invest our time in projects that we want to do and make and do things that make a lot of sense. And Zbits 33, if you could send you a super chat, I would. You're doing awesome. All right, well, Zbits, thank you, man. Well, at the urge of I don't see him in here, but Anthony Jackson and some other people said, hey, man, put up your, and I was reluctantly to put it up there to put up a, you know, my little Pitbot thing, but I put it up there just to appease some people. You know, and guys, something else I've been working on that I'm going to roll out pretty soon. It's funny because D&I has been chatting it up, and I feel like there's a lot of pressure because, and I know Hodor's been talking about it too, Jeff from Hodor Report, but I'm working on a website that's going to be sort of a community type of website for all of us. So it'll have all the streaming times on it. It'll have all the creators. And I think this will be good for newbies too, right? It'll have a lot of resources because sometimes when you're out there looking on YouTube, there's a lot of stuff out there. It can be overwhelming. And we don't want somebody running into a scam, or maybe you turn a friend on to what's happening in the community. You turn them on, you're like, hey man, why don't you come over here? And they start watching somebody and they're scammers, right? So it's kind of like assembling a good group of people, and that list keeps growing. There's a lot of cool people out there, you know, talking about XRP and blockchain and stuff like that. It's not going to be broad, but I think what I attempted to do was bring in the content creators. I'm talking about the YouTubers, you know, like CKJ and Brad Kimes and a digital nomad investor, and you know, digital asset investor. Like, who are the people? Who are the trusted sources? And then what about all the other creators too, right? We've got Crypto Man, who makes awesome custom socks. You know, we've got a lot of cool gear, so they're gear creators. You know, my wife is working on some XRP soap, you know, because, you know, you got to start your day with XRP. You know what I mean? A little rubby dubs here and there. I think that's going to be nice. And if Jay Currency was in here, that's my brother Patrick Chip. Say a big shout out to my little bro. And little bro, we're getting closer to 1,000. He said he was going to come here and do the show with me at 1,000. Might have to. By the way, he's a watch guy and he just picked up a new watch. Calm down, friends. I'm here. Yeah, everyone just keep it down. Bring it down. Bring it down. Bring it down. Yeah, check out Zbits show. He did an excellent job researching the 2020 Olympics and the crypto connection. Hey, Zbits, drop your link in there, man. Drop your link in here so we can go over it and sub. Drop your link to your channel, Zbits, because I want to check that out too. I'll watch the replay later and I'll grab that. Hell yeah, if it's a little app, it'll be very convenient. It says Kick. And where was I? What was I talking about? Yeah, so here's something I saw, right? And I'm going to sum this up to you. So I read this article. It's like Crypto's Guide on How to Invest in Cryptocurrency. Because, we've never seen enough of these articles. It basically talks about, do you have the risk appetite? What are your options? La, 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 la. Well, here's what I can do. I can sum this up. Get yourself some XRP, not financial advice, simply entertainment. Get yourself, find a project you like. Buy that cryptocurrency, digital asset, whatever you want to call it. HODL it. Hold on to that long term. That's how you do it. That's it. I just summed this whole thing up, the conclusion. They went into all this stuff about tax and this and that. This isn't helping anybody. Find something you like, find a project you like. Our project is XRP, but some of us have diversified. I personally have not diversified because as you guys well know, and for some people that are here for the first time, I absolutely only invest in digital assets that either have a cartoon bear or a Riddler. That's it, man. And if you can show me another, digital asset that has it, I'm willing to take a look. And if it has like a Yeti or some sort of a Sasquatch or a cartoon bull, I'll entertain looking at it. But everyone has their own personal sort of a hot button, right? Yeah, way to support the new guy. What do you got here? What do you got here? What is Jorge saying over here? Love the video, man, the cafe. The man didn't even know how PCC worked. Cracked myself up. So here's the funny part about that, Jorge, or George. I'm not sure how you go by it, but George Pacheco. So the other guy, if you remember seeing the other guy in the video at the end, Mark, he basically he said, why don't you guys come back up to the Crypto Cafe when you can properly have a bunch of friends and go right into what XRP and all the benefits. Because he was, if he said that he liked XRP, and the funny thing was he actually retweeted when I hit the video, I tagged him in it. He retweeted it and said, a guest comes into the Crypto Cafe and schools Rick. I'm going to have to retweet that for you guys because that was funny. That cracked me up. Hey, thanks, Z-Bits. Thanks for dropping the link, man. I'm gonna go over there and yeah, I will do that. Hey, Z-Bits, are you the same handle on Twitter? Because if you are, please go follow me. I'll drop my handle in here, my Twitter handle, which is oh my gosh, can I talk and do this at the same time? Maybe. So Z-Bits, make sure that you are retweet, guys. Yeah, if you just please tweet this out. Please tweet it out because we love Kick versus Rick. There's not even come on, Kick. It's not even you'll be destroyed, man. But I'm trying to figure something out so we can so Jeff and I from Holder Report, we've been talking about it. There's some other folks that are like in Orlando, and I'm like, hey, if we can organize this maybe on a weekend or like on a Friday night or something, could we get enough people from the community there to kind of bring our XRP army in there and kind of say, hey, we all come in, we contribute it. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be fun to live stream this? Wouldn't it be fun to just throw it out there? That would be awesome if we put that out there. Yeah, poor Rick. It's funny, man. So a lot of the memes came from the community. There's a lot of funny memes out there that people have been making about Rick. And I doubt even knows he's a meme at this point. But there's been some funny things. Guys, did you guys go sub Z-Bits? Z-Bits, please tell me that you are following me. And yeah, I'll put it together. So, and I know we had some people said they'd fly down for something like that. So all of a sudden, this video has sparked like maybe, a nice little mini meetup from the community where we all get together, hang out. It's in West Palm Beach. Oh, you were in Orlando last month, Ed French? Oh, that's 2.5 hours away. Well, if you're doing a pretty good clip, but if you don't stop, no bathroom breaks, you're about 2.5, 2:45, maybe 3 hours tops. So it's not that far. I know some other people. I know Kick, you're going to possibly be coming down to Orlando. And maybe we'll try to schedule something. Meet at the Crypto Cafe. Yeah, bro. That's exactly what we're talking about. Annalise will fly in from Sydney. Yeah, we'll have everybody will come in. You're going to be in next month. You can pull some strings. Start pulling them strings, brother. Start pulling them strings. So, buy new in crypto Twitter, come to France, Paris, France. Is that where you are, George? George, is it George or Jorge? I don't know. George. I'm saying Jorge down here because I'm just used to, some Spanish, Hispanic names. What else we have here? Wearing the Don't Be a Rick shirt. Yeah, that would be good. We all walk in with our Don't Be a Rick. Don't be a Rick. It rhymes with right, Kick? I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to say that. Okay, Omar, your sister lives in Bradenton. Okay, well, that's very close to Orlando too, man. See, look at this, man. We're like, we're pulling it together. We're doing some stuff. Everyone knows somebody that's going to possibly be, and, next thing you know, Omar's going to come down and see a sis. Yeah, I'm not saying it. I didn't say it, but you did. But you did, Kick. I didn't say it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, great pay. Vepro, Houston, Texas here. Yeah, Houston, Texas. Vepro, my little brother Patrick Chip he's up in Dallas there. So yeah, that would be awesome, right? He's up in Dallas. So let's continue on with some of the news we got here. So if you guys know Circle at all, now Circle was one of the early apps that I got really excited about. I remember first buying Bitcoin, I think it was either late 2012, 2013, and a BTC Maxi got me into it. Who, by the way, after I showed him the video, and look, I was the biggest doubter. Like, it's a scam. It's not that. Listen, I understand when people go into that. I was one of those guys. Like, it's dumb. And then I was like, I started seeing the light. What? The light came on. I was like, hey man, there's some cool stuff here. And I started seeing some use cases where, obviously we were doing a startup together, and when we were sending money back and forth, and even though it wasn't super fast, it was still way faster than using Swift, you doing wires and the expenses and all that stuff. And it was a lot better. I started seeing at least some sort of a use case. And remember, these were early days. And one of the apps that we both used to use was Circle, and then Circle was doing really well, really backed. But I don't usually like to see stuff like this because they slashed their $250 million fundraising goal by 100 million, which tells me that they're having a difficult time raising some capital. They also laid off about 30 employees, which is about 10% of their staff. So when I see stuff like that, it's never a good thing. But they were probably one of the early apps out there. Worked flawless on the phone, and then all of a sudden they started clamping down, and then you do a Bitcoin transfer, and then all of a sudden it was taken up to a week. And they got some pretty strong backers too. I don't know if it says here. I don't think it says, but anyway, they've got. So they've raised a total of 246 million from Pantera Capital, Digital Currency Group, Bitman, among others. Also owns a trading platform, Polynex, which aired geofence some cryptos from U.S. customers. So they're doing some kind of stuff that wasn't really. It was harder and harder to move it. Then they wouldn't let you move it. It was harder to move it from the app to actually get it to a bank account. And so I felt like this one great app that had such a great, the simplicity. It was really one of the first apps that had a really great, awesome interface. It was smooth. It was really well done, I have to say. So they kind of pulled it back a little bit, and I kind of felt like they fell off the universe. I felt like they just kind of got pushed back. So Circle kind of took a little bit of a back seat, but that's what happens. Sometimes you can become the front runner, and just you blink the wrong way, you make one misstep, and you lose a lot of people, right? I mean, we know that this happened to other exchanges, right? Let's go back let's see what we missed inside the chat over here. Let's see. I'm down if you want to challenge me sometime. What do we got here? Want to challenge you sometime? Follow me, Andrew Nation 13 on Twitter, and DM me. Tina Hall. I don't know what Jordan sounds like my surname. Yeah, it does. George sounds like your surname, just spelled a little bit differently. Yeah, it's here. Apparently didn't buy. Yeah, they did. Yeah, Vepro. They did buy Polynex. Let's see. Horn in Portuguese, born in France, So George. All right, George. There it is, George. Born in France. Yeah. All right. Finally found a channel without Pate being a wrench. Uh-oh. Do I have to fix that? Do I have to fix that? Do I have to fix it? Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Let me see if I can. Man, it's moving too fast to be able to fix. Let's see. There we go. There we go. I fixed it. There, I fixed it. Fixed it! Jalenbon, impressive, 34 likes and only 40 people in here. Hey, that is impressive, man. Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome. Did I mention that? Did I mention that yet? Hello? Is there anyone here? Yeah, that's awesome. So look at this, guys. Check this out. And Anthony Jackson's usually in here. I don't know where he is. Someone put out a search party. Give him Pate a wrench. No, Pate didn't get the wrench. Not yet. Not yet, Kick. But I'll tell you who is getting one. Hang on a second. Bammo. Damn, Bama. So Bitcoin businesses push back against proposed Canadian crypto. So this is all about Kraken posted a Twitter. Where did I see this? Blah, blah, blah. So anyway, Canadian regulators are wandering around their jurisdiction when it comes to Bitcoin. So, it's funny when people start pushing, when people start, like, governments and regulation starts coming down, here we are again. Have we heard this before, guys? Bitcoin is not a security. So again, the battle has to be fought almost at every level of every single country. You know what I mean? So the battle's it's not gonna stop anywhere. So in the US, we know it's already been declared that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities, but the thought is still gone from where do the other altcoins sit, and then there was another ruling that was kind of put off. So anyway, you see more stuff happening with governments and things going on. And this one here, I got to talk about this. We saw the finale of Game of Thrones. I have to be honest, I did not like it, which is weird because I always find a way, like maybe the episode wasn't great or it wasn't this or that, but there were so many things that I just didn't jive with. I mean, I think the more I thought about it, I've kind of come to be terms with it, but I thought this was good. So, if there's any sort of a Game of Thrones tie-in with any sort of an altcoin or something along those lines. So if you guys watch the series, even if you didn't, this would be cool. So Sir Bron's a very different person in real life than he was in Game of Thrones, played by actor Jerome Flynn. Bronn is part of incoming King Bran, the Broken's council in charge of the Iron Banner. I'm not going to get into all this stuff. So anyway, not wanting to relinquish the title now in the final credits have rolled, Flynn has struck a new deal to become another sort of master coin, the vegan coin. That is for which the vegan industry has desperately been waiting. Celebrity endorsement brings to mind the case of DJ Khaled. That didn't work out so well. And Mike Tyson, Retro. Two caught regulatory scrutiny from the federal government for failing to disclose they've been paid. I don't remember if you've seen those commercials, but man, lots of memes have been made about those. Flynn had been a vegetarian for over 3 decades, converted to veganism while working on Game of Thrones 5 years ago. He regularly tweets support for vegan-centric causes. So basically, he put something, he hasn't really tweeted about it, but it's actually pretty interesting, this whole vegan coin. Vegan Nation, what else? Blockchain ecosystem, and after bringing those power, truly live by them. Cruelty-free one-stop shop brings consumers, business owners, and even corporates together, all using one cryptocurrency, making it easier, cheaper, and safer. Vegan coin worth 50 cents during their initial coin. What is it? Initial coin offering, right? Is that what it is? What does ICO stand for? Come on, guys, help me out. I'm blown. They're so they're basically going to do a raise. VeganNation.io is basically what it is. But I thought this was interesting, man. Like, so everything's going to have some vegetables. They have their own coin. Vegan coin. So what do you have? Are you going to have, there's pescatarians, my wife's a pescatarian, which means she eats vegetables, but also fish. I mean, will we have a pescatarian coin? Will we have a vegetarian coin? Look, all this does is it just spells good sailing days for us, the XRP community, because when you see this stuff, you're seeing stuff getting out everywhere, mass adoption going everywhere, right? So that's what I'm saying. This is just remarkable when I see this. So Nabbed, the SEC reels in a $30 million alleged diamond-backed crypto scam. SEC obtains emergency order halting alleged diamond-related ICO scheme targeting hundreds of investors. So, this is why we need regulation, right? Because if this had gone through, whoever's running the scam would have just taken the money and, taken it and just, I don't know, died in India or something. You know how this works, right? We've seen how this works before. Yeah, Ripple's waiting for something because XRP is legal everywhere in the world, or at least most of the places anyway, but in, the US. But, we're seeing, look what's happening in Asia. Asia is just lighting it on fire, and all the FUD coming out of India, I'm not buying it, man. I'm predicting that probably in the next 6 8, they're probably working behind the scenes, but I'm thinking India, which is the perfect use case. They're just going to have to figure out how to regulate it and do a little bit of the control, but a lot of the problems they have in India have to do, and especially when they took some of the notes out of circulation, it backfired on them, and they try to just basically flesh them out from the system. But what ended up happening was the black market got bigger, and it was because when when you put an obstacle up, people are smart. They figure out a way to go over it, under it, whatever. And this is what happened. Taxes weren't getting paid, so they thought if they would flesh like the equivalent like $100 bill and a $500 note out of from their fiat currency, but that sort of didn't work out so well for them. Yeah, it's you know what, Andrew Nation, you are right on, man. India is all over XRP. It's all fake news. But this is what we see when you're trying to drive down the price. And right now it's the Wild West, man. You can put anything out. If you're Jamie Dimon, and all of a sudden I see a report today, not to focus too much, but all of a sudden, JP Morgan is now going to tell us, oh yeah, they're going to tell us, they're going to go and tell us why they think Bitcoin is absolutely important to the ecosystem or some kind of BS like that. Well, thank you very much for driving the price down and swamping the coin because you wanted to go buy in. And when you see, listen, I'm not an expert, but I'm telling you, when you see people that you see Bill Gates and you see Warren Buffett and all these big time investors talking about it's a scam. Well, a lot of them own banks, so yeah, maybe. But if there's any money to be made, you're on one side saying this is bad. And on the other side, you're buying up. In this side, bad. This side is all buy, right? So, you start seeing some of that happen. I have to feel like this is more the norm than anything else, right? But those days are changing, right? You guys know I'm a big privacy guy. Let me take a little sippy poo here. Tonight's a bourbon night. So, when you look at this kills me, right? This is Google. The smartest people, the coolest people, the hippest people, the best people, right? They only take the best and brightest. So check this out. Google stored some business passwords as plain text. Now, if you know anything about tech, plain text means as it's not encrypted, it's just plain text. It's like if you open up a Word document, let's say Google Sheets, and you threw a bunch of passwords in there and you saved it, right? That's plain text. And this is basically what they did. So, they all have to come clean at some point. There was another story on this as well. Let me see. Yeah, okay, they failed to secure G Suite passwords for 14 years, okay? Hey, no biggie. It's not a big deal. And so when I say about privacy, guys, look, if you're cool with getting a free email address, a Gmail address or whatever, and you're cool with them mining everything about that, that's up to you. That's not up to me to decide. But just know going in there that you're basically, they're not even paying you for it, right? You're not even getting some kind of a BAT token. You're not getting, there's no token involved, man. They're just selling that stuff out the back. I understand that everybody makes mistakes, and this isn't like a hit on Google per se, but what I'm saying is that even the biggest and brightest of them is going to make mistakes, right? And, those could be your passwords, and maybe you have some intellectual property that, someone rips off your, downloads that, and someone steals your IP, and maybe it's hackers from China, and something you spent 5-10 years working on is gone in an instant. So, these things, you got to protect this. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this. Josh Hawley, he's basically a new senator. He won in the last election. He basically, my video stopped here. It's not what he looks like. He's not doing a weird, I just sucked on a lemon face. Like, whoa, that was some crazy lemon, boy. No, he's so he introduced today the Do Not Track Act, a simple law that will give Americans the right to keep their personal information private and say no to big tech surveillance. So I give him a big old tweet over here, hey, give him the slow clap, man. Good job, all American colors right there. Basically, thank you, Hawley, for looking out for your fellow Americans and having our backs. Keep up the great work, Senator. Next up, please support the Token Taxonomy Act. So it's hey, you know what? Thank you for this. Can we now talk about token taxonomy? And even though it's in the House, so in the U.S., you've got the House of Representatives where all of the money originates, anything having to do with money, and then it has to go, once it's passed in the House, it goes on to the Senate. He's a senator, so it's doesn't matter. He can still throw some support behind it. Now, what is very curious about this particular bill is if you guys know DuckDuckGo, which is a search engine that I like to use. DuckDuckGo it doesn't track you. They prove that they're making money. They're not tracking you. They're not leveraging your data and your information. It's a very good search engine. Is it as good as Google? Well, they don't have the years of experience, but it's pretty darn good, and it's really not biased when it comes to giving up fair. They're not putting any biases or algorithms. They're basically giving you the data that you're looking for. So they put out something about a month ago. I think at the beginning of the month. So this bill is very similar to that one. I thought I had something. I might have had something on that. Did I have something on that? Yeah, the do not track. There he is. He's always got that mouth open, man. He's angry. He's like, we give us our data, man. He's like, he's good. You know what's interesting about a guy like this? So he's 39 years old, right? So he's a younger guy, and it sounds like, okay, he's not young, but he's not the average age, which is like 59 or 60 or 70. There's a lot of old codgers around, and some of them are trending up into the 80s. They're not close to that, and he's actually pretty. Oh, did I just close one? I just closed something. I don't know what I closed, but I want to go into here. What is Ed French saying? Ed French says, yeah, the big boys squawk about whatever steers folks towards BTC and ETH, Ethereum, while the masses take time reaching moon prices. The boys have already made bank and rolled into XRP more than most realize. Yeah, I would absolutely, I don't know what that link is, Kick, but I'm afraid to click it, be honest with you. I don't know. A little sippy poo. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was, Clara. I think they should, and Andrew Nation says, I think they should be showing where XRP is accepted on Google Maps before you know it. I'm a Google guide in my area, and it has some really cool tech that they're going to roll out soon. That's awesome. So what I like about Google is, Google Glass came out, or it was just, what was it called? Glass. And so it wasn't, it was about $1,500. I know some friends that got it. It was actually kind of cool, but I think part of the holdup with it was that it was consumer based, but it wasn't, it was kind of an early release. And just like anything that's early, it's not 100% perfected. And it wasn't like, oh, let me drop $1,500 on that. Let's face it, guys, $1,500 buys a lot of digital assets. But at the time, so here's something here, I kind of repurposed it in a way. So this is the Google site. They have Enterprise Edition. They sort of slimmed it down. It looks more like a regular pair of glasses. I don't know if you guys ever tried one of these on, but it basically, with your eye, you can control stuff that's out here. And what they're basically doing is they've really put in more of an application for people who are, doing things where they need manuals and additional help and stuff. So they really kind of repurposed this for the workplace. I think it's actually a pretty cool idea. I don't know if it's gonna end up being consumer grade again, but they've retooled it. I think they lowered the price. I think it's only $9.99 right now. I think it's not that I don't trust you, Kick, because I don't know what it's gonna be, man. I'd be like, boom, but something could blow up, and it was one of these ones that was encrypted, so I'm not sure what it was, but I'm all cool. Bird dogs in the house. Yeah, Crypto Bird Dog. If you guys, I'm not wearing. These are just regular old specs, man. These are not them. These are just regular specs. They're just regular specs. And I think I like these ones better. They're warm. So Crypto Bird Dog, guys, go, if you guys don't know her, but she has a channel as well. Go sub her channel. Crypto Bird Dog, drop yours in there. She did a show last night. Couldn't stay for the whole thing. It was past my bedtime, but she did something called Off the Chain, which was pretty good. And who's this? George, hey, sleep tight, man. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I know it's super, super early in the morning there for you, man. So get some sleep. Have a great day tomorrow. The bank document from Brad's tweet. Maybe. He's got. It might be, Kick. Yeah, it might be that. Yeah, it could be that. Let's see, Kick. Maybe he'll trust RTB. RTB's is good. Off the hazy. Yeah, so if you guys, go sub over there too. Yeah, George, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you showing up, man. Appreciate you showing support. Get some sleep, man, get some sleep. Man, it's already here pretty much for you. God bless you, man, for being up so early or late. But anyway, man, have a good one. Sleep it off. CBD, can I DM you? I don't know. Can you? Get it? Can you? I guess you could. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. It's fine. Click it. Oh, now I lost it, man. We'll pop it in there again, man. Sup, Crypto Bird Dog, says my little bro. Says my bro. Let's see, where is it? Oh, sorry, Kick. I lost. You got to toss it in there again. Anyway, we're rolling up on 5 minutes left in the. It's a minute, right? It's an XRP minute, and if you guys see this, I will supplement with shorter form videos that are usually around 2, 3, 4 minutes, which is how the minute started off. And I do these live streams Tuesdays and Thursdays. Mondays and Wednesdays in the same time slot. You have Jeff from Holder Report, and then Fridays we have Auburn Rain, and he's got the coveted 10 o'clock slot on Fridays. You know, that's like he's had a couple back-to-back shows. I had to watch the first one on replay, but it was pretty good. GXRP was on there, and then we had Rob Cash on the set. He was on there last time, and I was on that stream. So guys, check them out. There's so many awesome content creators out there. What else do we have here, guys? So this is something that's pretty cool. It's called remove.bg, and so what I did was I took that Google Glass, I made a thumbnail for my channel, and I just did it. It does much better with people, but this is a free source. You guys ever have like an image, you're like, man, I just need to get rid of the background. I suck. Photoshop's not for me. Well, check this out. Remove.bg. Basically, just upload a photograph or put a URL in there, and what it'll do is it'll automatically do this. So you have something like this, and bam, you can throw anything behind it, put something new behind it. You can take a plant, a person. You know, you can take people. Take a look at this. They're at the beach. Oh no, they're at the mountains. Oh, boom, there they are. But it does great. It does amazing with hair. There's a car. Like I should do that car there. Kids. It does amazing. Now I think it's only limited for a few free ones, but you can buy credits pretty inexpensively. And if you know what goes into doing this stuff, it's worth it, man. It's like, anyway, I thought I'd show you just some different things. But you upload an image. I did look at this hair. The hair isn't crazy. It even blurs it in the side. So if you were to throw something behind that, it does an amazingly awesome job. Let me see if there's anybody else. Hip dude. There's this girl here. What else do we have? Yeah, there's a little kid. But check out the hair. The hair. Look at how beautiful the hair strands come out, guys. So anyway, it's a free tool, at least for the first couple. But if you ever struggle with that, I just like to show cool stuff. They do the pricing's pretty inexpensive for the most part, but it's pretty awesome. This one's something I just want to share because I'm a music guy, I'm a musician, I'm a music nut. I like a lot of festivals. So this is something cool that I found. It's like Astronaut. Yeah, you have festivals, so it's Festernaut, festernaut.com, and basically it has all the cool music fests around, different ones you can go to and check around, like Bonnaroo, Isle of Wight, all over the world, some of the best festivals that you can do. And what else do we have here? What else do we have? I love this site right here. This is Unnecessary Inventions. This dude's pretty crafty. Like, for example, there is the slice slicer, and what does it do? Well, it slices slices, right? So you need a slice of pizza, you can basically do a slice slicer, and look at this thing. It's pretty, yeah, that's what it does. There you go, pizza, and boom, there you go. It's pretty useless. But some of the stuff is actually interesting and fun and cool. Let's see what else we have. The Ready Napper, boom, get a pillow around your head. Anywhere you want to lay down, boom, got a nap. This one I like, the flop flips. So basically what it does is it's got the opposite. So when you walk forward, it makes it look like you were walking backwards. Come on, they're unnecessary inventions. I love it. It's a lot of fun. This one was a good one. I think we've all kind of been here with this one, right? So this particular one's here is if you have, if you put the toilet paper on the holder wrong, everyone has, does it go on the front way, the back way? Which way does it go on? Nobody knows how it goes on, right? Some people like it when you pull it down. Some people don't like that method. Some people like it in the front. So basically, here's how this thing works. You throw it on, stick it on both sides, and then there you go. Well, the other one's wrong. So what do? You pop that puppy out, flip it around, and bam-o. There you go. Instant fix. Unnecessary, but somewhat useful. But anyway, I thought that was a fun site to share. And then one more before we get out of here from the XRP Minute. And I want to go run on everybody. But this is, I don't know what this site is really. I'm like, so what this is 507 mechanical movements. Because maybe there's only 507. I don't know. Or maybe there's just 507 that they like. I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. But and I looked at this thing and I'm like, well, what is it? So if you click on this here, this is it. This is number 17 and how that worked, right? And anyways, they have a whole bunch of them here. This is just 507movements.com. I don't know who put a lot of time and invested the time in here, but it's interesting. Like, what is this thing? How does this thing work? Let's see the animated version of this. Is there not an animated version of that? Apparently there's not. Let me see. There's got to be something interesting here. Yeah, some of them don't. Some of the drawings don't have them. But anyway, it's somewhat interesting and weird. And like this one, here's a typical gear movement, right? We've seen this before. No big deal there, right? So let's go and run this puppy down. Let's go Let's go back to full screen here, people. There we go. There we go. Let's go and run it down here for everybody. I'm going to go ahead and run it down. So I want to thank you guys all for showing up tonight. Bird Dog, good to have you in the house. George, I know George is already counting sheep, as they say, doing a little bit of sleep. I want to thank the great Pate, Ed, French. Thank you for being here. Gaming Crypto. Google was like, build it and they will come and program it for make a success, which didn't happen, right? Spot on there. Big shout out to everyone, says Crypto Bird Dog. Let's see, who else did I miss? Kickboy, dude, thanks for coming tonight, man. So appreciative, man. Tina Hall, good to see you in here as well. And let me see, I'm clicking on the link here. Let me see what this is. It's opening up on my other screen, Kick, right now. I wanted to see what's going on here with this thing. What the heck is taking so long? What do we have here? What is this? Oh, it is the it's opening. Sorry, man. BZ Comedy Channel. Thanks, man. Thank you for showing up, guys. We'll do this again on Thursday. Love to have you back. We'll do some more fun, some crazy antics. Patrick Ship, my little brother. Weird for liking watches. Yeah, now you're talking. All right. Danny Torres, thank you so much for showing up. Who else we have? Andrew Nation, man. Dude, it was awesome having you here tonight, man. Thank you for contributing. Thank you for, bringing all the stuff in there. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we do a lot of different things. Sometimes we switch it up a little bit. Sometimes we focus more on the tech, but it's really more tech, XRP, fun stuff, things that usually I think are somewhat interesting. Thank you, Ed French. XRP Bananas. RTB Dutchy, my man. Annalise, George, thank you so much for coming. Much appreciative for being here. And there's probably a bunch of people that came in early. XRP, Connie. I'm trying to think of who else. A bunch of different people popped in here at the end. So I want to thank you guys. And on the way out, when you're like leaving, like, yeah, I'm out here. When you get out of here, what I want you to do is I want you to click the thumbs up. It sounds to me like we've had amazing success with that tonight. Amazing success. So, live from the Crypto Cafe, Rick needs to take care of us. Yeah, we're going to figure that out. And then maybe my bro can come there. We can have a big old meetup. Because, guys, we need to have some fun, right? We need to bring some people of the community together, start having some fun. You know, I mean, we know this thing's going to moon, but, man, like I talked to my bro later, he's like, when's the moon happening, man? When's the moon? I'm like, patience. You know, it's all coming. It is all coming. Hang on a second. Let me look at this link here. Okay, so here we are. This is from the European Central Bank Occasional Paper Series, Crypto Assets Implications for Financial Stability, Monetary Policy, and Payments for Market Infrastructures. This is for May. Nice, Kick. Thank you, man. Why don't you just tell me what it was, man? That was like some link, man. Thank you for sending this. The abstract, which I'm not going to read. Abstracts are always executive summary. Okay, I've got to dig down into this. This looks pretty cool. I think I saw this characterization of crypto assets. Nice, man. This is a nice doc. Thank you, Kick, for sharing that. Nice. Holy cow, this thing is just loaded. All right, so now I recognize these from the chat earlier, Kick. This is where you got that from, yeah? Yeah. So Patrick says, our dad's going to be on here too. We might have to coax him to coming on. He'll be like, "What's a cryptocurrency?" No, my dad's he actually has watched the stream. He's like, what's up with that XRP? What is that? Because he sees these on Twitter, or he sees the playback on Twitter. I think he's seen it. I don't do the Facebook, but. Give the cafe a Nano S. I got a better idea, Ed French. How about if we give them how about if we give Rick, we could be giving him a lot of money. What if we give him a paper wallet with 20 on there? I like that better. Because you know what? A Nano is like $60, man. It's like $60. I'd rather do that in a giveaway. You know what I mean? When we hit 1,000, guys, when we hit 1,000, we're going to do it. We're getting closer, guys. So wake your friends and the neighbors and just tell them, hey, man, we come here, we hang out, we learn, we goof around, we have a little bit of fun. XRP bags, yo, what up? XRP bags coming in when we're just about ready to wrap it. XRP bags, how could you do it, man? How could you do it? I'm glad to see you here, man. Oh, your dad's a Bitcoiner. Yeah, right, man. Andrew Nation, nice, man. That is sweet. A Bitcoiner. Is he BTC Maxi, or does he also own XRP as well? Yeah, another 20 XRP burn, maybe, but if he doesn't do anything or put it into a wallet, I think after a month, doesn't it revert back? I think it does, if I'm not mistaken. Got to give an iPod man, Nano. That's even better. I like that. Alex Yeet is here. Yeah, see you later, Anna. Thank you very much. I know we're wrapping up, guys, and usually when I look back at the stream, I go, right? You know, this is when most people tell up, guys, hit that like on the way out, and let's come back here on Thursday and do it all over again. And as you guys know, that's my take. What's yours? Chip